Former assassin John Wick's wife Helen passes away due to a terminal illness. Following his wife's death, he receives a beagle puppy named Daisy to help him cope with his grief. John and his puppy shared a bond and spent time driving around in John's vintage 1969 Ford Mustang. While at a gas station, John encounters Luz Tarasov, the son of Russian gangster Vigo Tarasov, and two others. They tried to buy his Mustang, as John declines the offer. Later on that night, Luz and his goons breaks into John's house to steal the car. John was left unconscious and they made the biggest mistake of their life. They killed Daisy. Luz took the car to Aurelio's shop to change the VIN. After Aurelio realized it's John's car and that Luz stole it, Aurelio punches him and kicked him out of the shop. John later visited Aurelio, where he learned Luz was Vigo's son. Aurelio was contacted by Vigo to find out why he'd punch his son. Aurelio tells Vigo what his son did. Vigo, who fully aware of John's history, understands why Aurelio did what he did. Vigo beats Luz for his stupidity and informs him on who John Wick really is, a notorious assassin known as Baba Yaga. When John asked Vigo's permission to retire and marry Helen, he was assigned to an impossible task to complete in order to leave the assassin life, and John succeeded. His actions laid the foundations for the Tarasov syndicate. Vigo contacts John and tries to convince him to spare Luz and not to seek vengeance. John silently declines. Vigo sends out a team to John's house to take him out, in which they failed and was taken out by John. John then calls A&E Service to professionally clean the scene. A $2 million bounty was put on John's head by Vigo. He even offered John's mentor Marcus the contract. John recovers the tools of his trade from under the concrete floor in his home and heads off the Continental Hotel, which caters to the criminal underworld and forbids any business from being conducted on the property. Vigo doubles the bounty to break the Continental rules and kill John in the hotel. The owner of the Continental gives John intel that Vigo has sequestered at the Red Circle nightclub, protected by his men. John shows up to the Red Circle to get to Luz and kills everyone that stands in his way, but was stopped by one of the henchmen, allowing Luz to escape. John returns to the Continental, where he uses their services to tend to his wounds. A fellow assassin, Ms. Perkins, tries to claim the bounty by sneaking into his room to kill him. John is alerted by Marcus, allowing him to incapacitate Mrs. Perkins. He retrieves the location of the Vigo Font organization from Mrs. Perkins. John leaves her unconscious in the care of Harry, another assassin at the Continental, to await judgment for breaking the hotel main rule. But she kills Harry and escaped. John makes his way to the Little Russia church that Vigo has used as his front and destroys his cache of money and blackmail material. Vigo and his henchmen show up and John ambushes them. But John was overpowered and captured. Vigo taunts John for believing that could leave his criminal past behind. Soon after, John is rescued by the Marcus intervention. After being freed, John kills Kirill and forces Vigo to tell him his son's location. John finds Luz at the safe house and kills him and his guards. Mrs. Perkins informs Vigo that John and Marcus have been in contact. Vigo pays Marcus a visit at his home and tortures him for information before killing him. John is contacted by Vigo, where he learns of Marcus' death and plans to have Mrs. Perkins ambush him. However, Mrs. Perkins is executed for breaking the hotel rule after being called in by Winston. John is informed by Winston that Vigo plans to escape by helicopter, allowing John to catch up with him before his escape. John takes out Vigo's henchman and engages in a vicious fight with Vigo. John allows himself to be stabbed to get close enough to finish him. John eventually kills Vigo. After John makes a stop at an animal clinic on the waterfront to treat his wounds and frees a pit bull puppy that was scheduled to be euthanized. John and his new puppy walk along the same boardwalk where he had his last date with his wife Helen.